Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Tayler Yarish Show. We are here and we are live. There's a candle precariously placed right underneath this camera. Bad placement. Too late to move it. What are you gonna do? How's it going, everybody? Did everybody vote? Did everybody get their votes in? Did you get this shitty fucking pen? I don't know if everywhere gets it or if it's just New York that just has this shitty pen. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of a pen snob. It's similar to how I'm a snob with chocolate chip cookies, but pens in particular, I have a lot of requirements when it comes to a pen, and this ain't passing any of it. It has like this weird squishy front that I guess you could use as you can use as like a tap on your phone or whatever, but like the way that the thing comes out at the front, it just kind of looks like like the way a dog's penis comes out of the little hiding place. That's what it looks like. I don't know if you could see that with the pen, or you're just like prairie dogging it. Looks like a little butthole, little aperture there. Anyway, not a good pen. Doesn't write very well. I know it was free, but I can complain about it, because that's what people do. We complain about free shit. So what are you going to do? Got that. Got the sticker. Threw it away. If you post the I voted sticker, you should walk off a bridge because nobody cares, huh? No one actually gives a shit. You're not persuading anybody to vote. You just want to feel fucking good, don't you? You're just upset that Halloween's over and you can't post a picture of you as a slutty nurse. And so this is the only, this is the next best thing that you got that says, look at me, I'm a good person. Why are you so upset, Taylor? I don't know. I don't know why it upsets me when people post that. It's the same thing when people post like they're standing in front of like a wall mural or something. It's like a giant mural that's just screaming, take a picture with me. And then guess what? People take a picture with it. It's just like a trap for white girls. They just go up there and then you see it in LA all the time. There's like that big stupid pink wall or whatever where girls just like line up to take a picture in front of a pink wall. I mean, if there was a way to somehow like monetize that, if there was a way where somebody could just, every time somebody took a picture in front of their wall, they got like $1 or 50 cents or something like that. I mean, you would be raking in the money for virtually no work. You know what I mean? That should be a thing. Because, a picture with something in today's world kind of is a form of currency if you think about it. If you break it down, like if you take a picture with a celebrity or something and then you post that is a social currency in some way because you're demonstrating some sort of higher value to your follower. Oh, look who I associate with. It makes your feed cooler, which can then somehow trickle down to you making money. But the celebrity doesn't see any kickback from that. That's why a lot of celebrities don't even take pictures. They're just like, no. Like, they'll be like, I don't want to take a picture, but I will talk to you. And people are like, ugh, that guy's such an asshole. Because he didn't want to take a photo. So I'm just saying, like, it'd be interesting if there was a way to, because if there's a thing where people want to take a picture with it, it seems like weird in today's society, like in today's capitalist, it's like in today's capitalist society, that people aren't making money. I mean, you go to like Times Square or something, you see a fucking Spider-Man, you're not just going to be able to walk up and take a picture with him. Like, he has a fanny pack for reasons, because he's stuffing singles in there like a stripper. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, but those photos, they fucking bother me. Oh, God. Today was one of those days where I literally have not spoken to a human person all day. It's been raining its balls off. It's actually Friday as we record this. We're recording a little bit earlier because I got to whore out my recording stuff to some other people. Yeah, just fucking raining all day, and just one of those days where you just got not a ton going on that deals with other people. So I haven't spoken to anyone. Went to, I've been going to, as we know, I used to go to Panera every morning to get the coffee. I've been doing a lot of McDonald's coffee because through the app, it's $1. It's $1 for coffee. And I was trying to do the cost breakdown. It's not that much different. I mean, like a thing of coffee at the store, it's not cheap to get, the coffee. So I don't do it every single day, but I do it a lot because I'll also sit there for a few hours and write and do the Wi-Fi. So it's I'll tell you what, it's very interesting starting your morning by going to McDonald's. You know what I mean? It's kind of nice because in a way, if you start your day by going into McDonald's, it can really only go up from there. You know what I mean? I like to start my day surrounded by the worst people at their worst because that's what's going on in there. It's pure chaos and it's exciting. Like a cup of coffee will wake me up in the morning, but nothing gives me quite the jolt as the threat of danger. And that's what is happening. Like I woke up this morning and within 30 minutes, I'm watching a mother of four say, "I'll cut you, bitch." Like that'll really get your heart going in the morning. There's always some form of chaotic energy or just something going on. And I usually don't know what's going on because I'm like listening to something. Last week I was listening to an NPR podcast or like some news podcast. It was talking about the war in Ukraine, and I walked into McDonald's, and the podcast kind of matched the tone of McDonald's. Like it made sense. Like the lot, I don't know what you call it, the lobby or the front of McDonald's, the front of house of McDonald's matched the tone of the Ukrainian war. Like, is there that much difference? Is there that big a difference between like, an airstrike and then, some guy in pajama bottoms risking felony assault charges to get an extra thing of pancake syrup? I'm not sure, but it happens quite a bit. And you wonder because I'm standing amongst these folks and I'm like, well, I'm not like them. I'm here with them every morning and they're all doing that, but I'm not one of them. You kind of wonder like where you stack up or whatever, but I'm not because first of all, I order on the app, so I don't even have to interact with the person at the front. It's very similar to Panera. I just have to show an order number and then they get me a coffee. And that's what I do. That's what I did today. So really the only words I said to another person was thank you. Which is a little bleak or whatever. Actually, I'm lying. I didn't just get a coffee. I went to McDonald's a little bit later in the day today, and I noticed on the deals, because like it's just a deal every day that it's a 99-cent coffee, and I forgot that when you download the app for the first time, they give you a free Big Mac, and I never like redeemed it, so I got a Big Mac and a large iced coffee for $1. I mean, come on, folks. I get it. I get why they're on top. I get it. And I get why we're obsessed with McDonald's in this country. It's a great thing that they provide. Fuck. Sorry, got a text. Yeah, and I'll be honest, I don't know if it's just the fact that like I haven't really had a Big Mac since childhood, and I don't think I have. I've had a McDonald's obviously in adulthood, but never a Big Mac. It's like not crazy different than getting like a double cheeseburger. You just get like another thing of bread and you get the special sauce or whatever, but like it always seemed like if you got a Big Mac, you're kind of giving in you're like giving into the like ethos of McDonald's. But if you just get like a double cheeseburger, you're like, I'm hungry, and that's all there is. So I'm just gonna get a double cheeseburger. But for some reason, if you get like an iconic sandwich, you are then like a McDonald's person, you know. But if you just get something off the value menu, then you can claim innocence in McDonald's, patronage, I guess. But it was free, so I was gonna get it. And dude, what a shit sandwich. I mean, what a god awful. It's so not where I can't. I mean, the price of McDonald's stuff has obviously skyrocketed since I was a kid. I mean, they don't even have a dollar menu anymore. It's just the value menu, which is horseshit. But yeah, I mean, if I paid full price for a Big Mac and I got what I got, I would have been so upset because you forget, like, oh, the song "2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame bun." Like, the fact that I still remember that is terrifying and just shows you how they were targeting kids when we were younger and probably still are. So, yeah, like when you think about that, 2 all beef patties. So 2 all beef patties, that's what you're getting, which is the same as a double cheeseburger, which is significantly cheaper. So the rest of it is really just, it's just horseshit. You're getting another bun on there. Lettuce, cheese, pickles, onion. Like lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions. Lettuce and onions and pickles? You spoil me, McDonald's. You spoil me. It's really not a good deal. It's not. Yeah, so I honestly, I removed the middle bun and the top bun, and I just had basically the 2 patties with like using the bottom bun as a edible plate. You ever do that? You just like, I love just hold like handheld type. Those are my favorite types of foods, handheld foods. But anyway, yeah, it's been a trip just in and the employees at McDonald's are just, I mean, that is not, you should not be working at McDonald's to like sustain a family. Like, that's not a job that you get if you have to like sustain a family, and it sucks that some people like have to do that. That's all they can do. But I mean, growing up, I remember everyone who worked at McDonald's was like a child. You know what I mean? The person at the front or the drive-thru, it was like your first job you got. It was like a minimum wage thing. And there are legitimately women in their 40s and 50s who work at the front of this thing. And it's not like, I don't know if I feel bad for them, because it's not like, I don't know. I don't want to judge, but I'm judging. Like, you just interact with people and you can just tell that they're not smart folks. They're just not the brightest, Even the manager, there's a manager who's there every day and she's trying to keep people in line, and she's just this cartoonishly obese woman, which I guess maybe that's what you need to be the manager. Like, you have to be overweight just to be on brand, I guess. And she's the one, she's doling out the to-go orders, and she's got a face mask on that's just hanging right below her mouth, like, not doing anything, which at this point, it's like, no, you don't have to wear a mask. Nobody in there is wearing a mask, but she's still got it around the ears. It's like, I wonder if she just hasn't looked in a mirror since COVID ended, and she just forgot that it's like on her face. She just, hasn't looked at herself. But it's, yeah, it's just comical. And then, yeah, the people fucking picking shit up. I mean, it's a goddamn nightmare in there. What are you gonna do? But, so yeah, eating the McDonald's. My eating has been shit the past few days. Just eating fucking cookies and stuff. But I haven't been making them. I haven't been ordering them or picking them up from a place. I'm really committing to the fat choices that I make, because I'm making the cookies with, like fucking using flour and bullshit. So, so it sucks because it's like you get more cookie for your dollar, but then you just have more cookies to eat, and it's just me, so I'm just eating all the cookies. So it's really a problem. But I have been I've been biking. I've been biking like a motherfucker. And I've been enjoying. I'll go from Bushwick where I am. I'll go into the city. I'll go over to the West Side Highway. I take the West Side Highway all the way up to Harlem, and I'll stop in my favorite cafe in West Harlem. Shout out to Cafe One, dude. Dude, I used to live in West Harlem when I first moved to the city, and I lived there for a couple years, and I haven't lived there for a few years, maybe like, I don't know, 5 fucking years or something like that. But I used to go to this cafe all the time. And I remember the first time I went back there after that many years, I walked into the cafe and the owner immediately said, "Hey, Taylor." She was like, "Did you move?" Like, not even like, "Oh, I think I recognize that guy." Like, immediately knew my name. And she remembers everybody's name in the fucking neighborhood. It's amazing. And you know what? It tickles me, and you can't help but just, that is such a big thing, like name recognition. I'll tell you what, that's not happened at the McDonald's. I'm at the McDonald's a lot. When I put my order in, it says my name on there. They call out my name when they give me the iced coffee. I guarantee you no one's remembering my name in there, all right? And listen, that's, but you get what you paid for. You pay for the service or whatever, but it's just a place where it's still got low prices. I mean, it's just beautiful, so I bike up there sometimes, and like a few episodes ago, I was talking about like how, I'm kind of on the side of bikers now when it comes to like things that happen in the streets, if you will, amongst bikers. Like I think there's a lot of bikers who are assholes, but I just get it. But there's a moment that happened. I'm riding on the West Side Highway up towards Harlem, and there's a guy in front of me, a young guy, and he's handicapped. He has no legs, right? But he's on one of those like hand crank deals, just fucking going. And like periodically along the path, there are these like little crosswalk sections that, you have to yield to the pedestrians or whatever. And we're approaching one, and the handicapped guy, he kind of just keeps going. He keeps pedaling or whatever. And there's a guy kind of waiting in the cross. And by the way, the crosswalk is literally like, it's 2 steps. It's the width of the bike lane. It's nothing. And so there's a guy standing by the crosswalk, and, the handicapped guy's coming along, and he steps out into the path, and he puts his hand out, and he says, "You have to stop. You have to stop." He looks at the guy with no legs, and he says, "You have to stop." And what pisses me off is he's technically not wrong. Because there is a sign that says "Yield to ped," and he is the ped in this scenario. So he's not, it just shows you that you give people a fucking fraction of power, and they wield the fuck out of it. And it made me upset, because any other person in that scenario would see the guy with no legs coming and just say, "Oh no, please continue to live out your dream. Please continue to feel the wind in your hair. Oh, and by the way, our country thanks you for your service." You know what I mean? But this guy, he saw his green light, and he fucking gunned it, because he knows there's no other moment in life where you can look at a handicapped person and go, "No, after me." No. You gotta wait for me now. Do you still have eyes? Can you read the sign? I know you have no legs, but I count 10 fingers, so why don't we tap the brakes? Okay? Okay. And it just made me upset that the guy was technically right. And he, it's one of those things where it's not, the law is on his side. He's a pedestrian. He's got to be yielded to. But also, why don't you just let the fucking guy go, huh? How about that? He's not even going that fast. He's using his arms, for Christ's sake. It was just, oh man, it made me laugh and be upset at the same. Like, I'm just like, does he have something against bikers, against handicapped people? Like, if he goes into a door or like of a building, if he opens it, there's a handicapped guy behind him. Is he just like close it on him? Like, no, you got to hit the button. You got to hit the button. The button's for you. So you hit that. You know? But yeah, so it's a wild moment. But I've been I'm trying to get out there, man. We only got a couple more weeks of fall before we gotta fucking go into winter and just hunker down, and I'm not looking forward to it. I'm gonna try to still bike while it's winter, but who the fuck knows if it's gonna happen. But yeah, it's like 6 p.m. Trying to knock this out. I got a show tonight, hosting a buddy's show, and then I'm going to see Shane Gillis at Town Hall. Shout out to Shane Gillis. Shout out to May Plannard and Mark Norman, who just got married. Congrats on it. Dude, the wedding looked fun. I wasn't there, but it looked like a gang of a time. So shout out to them. May's usually on this show that I'm about to do, actually, but she won't be there. Anyway, is that Inside Baseball? We don't know. Anywho, folks, we had a Yarbar comedy show that went great, aside from a little mishap on our host's end. I'm not upset about it, but I was a little bit miffed in the moment because, I was supposed to go second to last, and then the host says, all right, we got one more comic, and then brought somebody else up, and so then they got to go back up and be like, oh, no, I'm sorry, actually, we have one more. Can you guys stick around for one more? And they're like, yeah, and they were actually pretty on board, but then it got me in my head, and I went up there when I was in my head, and I didn't have the best set that I thought I could have, and God, it sucked. I hate, I don't like being in my head because I just feel like Ropetronic, and then I'm not, I don't feel good, but that's how this thing goes. That's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you got to be able to go on autopilot with your art, if that makes any sense. You got to be able to just fucking get up there and do it. Sometimes I feel like I rely too much on kind of the energy and bravado and personality and that side of it, because I've never felt like I was the strongest writer. So I'm like, yeah, I got to fucking move around and hop and dance up here. So, to really sell the jokes. I mean, I wish I don't know. I'm just not, it's not the type of, I'm not like a quick joke one-liner, type of set up punch type of writer. I wish I had more of that, because it's as a utility, as a skill, it's a very good thing to have. It's not the type of comedy that I enjoy. It's not what really makes me laugh, but I'm fascinated by it, I'm fascinated by people who have that fucking skill. I wish I had more of it. Yeah, I'm like I'm selling. I'm trying to like it's okay. Start it one more time, Taylor. Like, and people just like ask, oh, what's your comedy like? And I'm like, I don't feel like sometimes I tell jokes. I feel like I just go up there and try to be funny. Anytime I'm telling like a joke, like a setup, like that's how I feel inside. I just want to go up there and be funny. I mean, obviously you need jokes, you need structure to them, but I don't want it to feel like I'm telling a joke, which is the hardest part of stand-up comedy is to, that's the magic act, is like they don't know that they're watching stand-up or whatever. So, but that's fucking hard to do, and I think that it'll take me longer to get that perfected, but, it's just what I like to do. But it's hard sometimes because when you're relying on kind of your own energy and how you feel, that can vary sometimes. I mean, how you go up in front of a fucking sold out room, that's like 150 people is not how you're, at least for me, it's not how I'm going to go up in front of 5 people, in the basement of a bar, which, I've done both many times. So, I mean, there's like some people who just tell jokes and they go up no matter how big the audience is or who it is or whatever. They just go up and they say it the same way. And I'm like, that's great, but that I don't know. It just seems like there's something dead about that to me. And I'd rather risk not doing well, but try to be as authentic and like in the moment authentic as I possibly can, and try to make that funny, because that's how people are funny in real life. You kind of just you go with what you're given, and you kind of adapt to whatever the fuck is this is getting really inside baseball. I don't know if any of this is interesting, but yeah, I don't know. So got a show tonight, and it's usually one of those shows where you gotta adapt. You know what I mean? But anywho, we'll call it there. That's the podcast this week. A little bit of a shorter ep. What are you gonna do? Yeah, what do I got going up? Oh, this week I'm gonna be in South Carolina. If anyone's in South Carolina and wants to come out to Charleston, I'll be there with my buddy Peter Wong for a few shows. Headed down there on Thursday. Coming back on Sunday. And then we got a fucking week till Thanksgiving. Gonna just eat so much goddamn food. It's gonna be a lot of good times, everybody. So I hope you have a good week, and I will see you next week. Peace.